Okay, is that live? Do we have a mic now? Okay. All right. Looks like I have audio. All right, let me try to talk normally. I hear a reflection. That's no good, but I'm just going to keep on going. Oh, I see. I'm getting feedback from my broadcast. Okay, let me turn down the sound and oops. Let me hit volume. There we go. All right. Turn down the volume. All I hear now is seagulls in my ears. I'm using Apple earbuds with the default mic that's located on a little control along with the pause button. So, hey, this thing works, and it works decently, and it doesn't sound too bad. Hopefully other people think the same if they happen to stumble across this broadcast. I'm not really promising anything big here. This is just sort of a test to see whether I can actually do this thing, this live stream. Okay, I have the New Mexico. I just bought it today. I earned enough experience points, and so I purchased it on experience, and then I spent some silver. I think it cost me over 1 million silver because I was up over 3 million silver points earlier today, and now I'm not. So, and the other thing is I didn't lose any free XP, so I must have had enough XP from the battleships that I've been using to buy the New Mexico. At least that's what I'm thinking. I don't know how the whole economy works, but I'm trying to figure it out. And I watched this guy, another YouTuber. Well, I'm not really in the same crowd at all, but this Zip Zip Presents channel, and Zip Zip reviews are really good, and I've learned a lot over the last couple of months that I've been playing this game. So I'd encourage anybody who happen to tune into this to also check out Zip Zip. And if you're interested in a particular ship, he's done a number of reviews. I could never, well, let's say he's got a talent. So my hat's off to him and all the great content he's provided, because it taught me a lot. Taught me about what ships I might want to try and which ships I might not, want to at this time. Some of those are the premium ships, so it's always good to get a heads up on what you might be buying. So, but this is not quite a review, but just wanted to play a round of New Mexico and then just see how it turns out. YouTube is collecting this apparently. I can see a picture on my own smart TV. I got a YouTube app going, so I'm getting some feedback for how this looks. It doesn't look too bad. It's not the best quality, but I've seen worse. Some of the World of Warships broadcasts that I've seen from overseas, it's either the quality has been turned down on purpose, or maybe the server is so far away from me that they're having to compress it, and I'm losing some content, some resolution on the transmission over to my TV. So I don't know, but this one isn't too bad. And this is just the default streaming capability in the game itself. So anybody can try this. It's kind of neat. So I am going to now hit battle and go to solo battle and see what the New Mexico can do. I played several games. I haven't had really great scores, but I haven't had the worst score in any game. So I'm doing okay. And it's this level 6 or tier 6 is a whole new ball game for me. I haven't played tier 6. I played tier 5 the USS New York battleship, and that one's been a lot of fun. But I've also encountered some level 6 ships in the level 5 or tier 5 New York, and so I had a little experience, and I've kind of wanted to step up. And I was tempted to buy the Dunkirk. I decided, no, I don't think I want to spend that kind of money right now. Stations. So
defend our base.
Here I am. I got the New Mexico, and it's not too bad. I mean, it looks kind of like a souped-up South Carolina. We got 4 main turrets, but each turret has 3 barrels instead of just the 2 that South Carolina has. So we're getting 4 additional barrels, and I can't recall what the diameter of those barrels are, the caliber, but I think they're a little bit beefier than what the South Carolina has. All right, this is kind of a cool map with the Aurora Borealis. All right, I'm gonna check out and see how many destroyers we have, and we have a few. So I am going to switch to HE, high explosive, because it tends to do more with the destroyers, the thin skin ships, than the armor piercing AP.
Target spotted.
All right, and here we go. Looks like we're going to start, and if I stop talking, it's because I'm concentrating on the game. I'm not so sure that I could multitask. It's a pretty intense game. I've been playing, like I said, for a couple months. Before this, I played. And see, there I go. I'm talking, and I'm not looking at where I'm aiming. My aim point. I need to lead this guy a bit. Okay, and he is pretty wily. He is maneuvering quite a bit. Okay, we have our battleships over here, but I'm afraid to not watch for the destroyers because they tend to sneak up on you, and when you don't know where they are, that's when they get behind you and launch a couple salvos of torpedo tubes. Now here's a destroyer, so he doesn't seem to be going very fast, so I'm just going to shoot one turret at him. Way short. We shoot another. He seems to be maybe lining up for a torpedo run. He's going to shoot my buddy there. Let's shoot the rest of a salvo here. All right, a broadside. And who's this guy? We got a New Mexico. So he's probably close enough. Yep, 4 secondaries.
Ship is on fire!
And wait a second. Okay.
The situation is under control.
Yet, fortunately. But I hate for him to put me on fire again. And I don't have a kit available.
Target hit.
Okay, the fire kit is cooling down. Okay, here we got the Farragut. I don't want to take him for granted. I might even back off a little bit, not overstretch my position here, because we got some friends up here close. But I don't really want to. I respect the Farragut, so I want to keep my distance too. One salvo, up. Come on. Okay, maybe I did a little bit more, and he's turning. So I'm gonna wait for him to make his turn. I haven't figured out the method perfectly yet. I think it's always a challenge. Okay, I'm leading. Shoot or nope. Okay, so he's turn, so I'm just gonna go ahead and release that salvo. Yeah, no effect there. Okay, he's gonna zig again, and he's almost on range. One more salvo. Okay, well, I can concentrate my broadsides now on this New Mexico. Just within range against 2 of my secondaries. So, yeah, we managed to get 1 shot on him. And closer.
The situation is under control.
Repair kit this time. I'm gonna go ahead and use
fast reload activated.
There, fast reloading.
We hit the enemy.
Right now I'm in reverse direction there. See what
Target hit.
Probably should have the AP, but now I'm gonna stick it up. Split right in the middle. It's gonna be a tough battle. Right now I don't know where the ferry goes. Okay, there's the ferry, but he's probably going to close in right when I'm in this fight. It's his, hey, it's his right. I would do the same thing.
We're under attack.
This new next season, he's got the best of him right now.
Good, hit the enemy. Good job.
Torpedoes now. Expecting torpedoes at any moment. Okay. Didn't happen this time. Alright, the game's over. We're defeated. Not sure what we could have done better. I think we overextended initially and they ran into a small force that was defending and those guys wouldn't give any ground. And I couldn't see what happened to them. But let's see what happened to the rest of the teammates. And it looks like 4 of them got wiped out. I got a high hit point score for my team, but others actually had sinking, so not sure how much I helped my team after all. I got just got a lot of hit points to show for it. I guess that's all right. And my percentages, or rather my number of hits, so that's okay. Would have liked to have done a little bit better, but I'm not too ashamed of that performance either. All right, I'm not sure if the mic is still live, but I'm going to attempt to play another game. It looks like I was given the option of resuming this stream, so I'm going to try to resume it and see if it actually gets captured by YouTube. And so far, it looks like it's, I'm looking on my smart TV, it looks like it's there on the screen, so I might just go and play another battle, see how that goes. I was expecting YouTube to stop the stream and then swap it over to a file format where I could, look at the past stream, but it hadn't done that yet. It had kept the game had kept the stream going, or at least opened. Excuse me. And so I'll just go ahead and play another game, see what happens, see if I can be heard, if my voice can be understood, see if I'm pronouncing my words succinctly enough. Does that sound like too big a word to use on YouTube? But not a great talker, so I'm struggling for vocabulary a lot of times. So if you hear me he and haw and and like this and like that and struggle for words, then hey, try it sometime. You might be in the same category with me, or you might be a great speaker. I don't know. I like to watch in
General
World of
quarters.
Warships. I watched this guy, Notzer. He does a lot of reviews of
Enemy target
the
spotted.
warships in the World of Warships, the full version, PC version, I guess. I haven't played that before, but the guy has a way with words and is very interesting. So I've watched a few of his recordings on YouTube, and it's kind of fun. I'm not ready to switch over to the full version of the game. I kind of like this Blitz format. You know, it's short and sweet. I don't know where to put this thing. Let's see, this little live button. Get it out of the way. Let me put it down. Okay, now I think I'm on live. Let me see if I can hear myself back on my TV. Yep, I'm probably getting feedback right now too. Let me turn the volume down. All right, and I'm live. Okay, hopefully that live button will stay out of the way. It's hard to know where to locate it because it was in the way last time. Okay, so I've been streaming the New Mexico, which I just bought today. It cost me over 1 million silver points, but it was very tempting. I didn't have to spend any of my free XP, and I don't know how that whole economy works exactly, but I think if I earn enough XP in the battleship line that I have, and I do have a number of battleships. I have the New York, and I have the Arkansas, and I have the South Carolina in the American line of battleships, and I got some Japanese battleships as well, Mikasa and Kawachi. But I think based on the experience points that I had already, I was able to research New Mexico and then buy her for, I think, 1 million and some change silver points. Now the surprise came when I went to the armory, which you do right away, and it requires to fully upgrade the hull requires 35 blueprints for the hull, for the main guns, for the secondary guns, etc. All those require 35 blueprints each, and I don't have enough for all 5 air defense upgrades. So here I am, I have 4 out of 5, and I'm lacking 7 blueprints. So I might have to start spending down my gold on buying some crates to try to get some blueprints for air defense. So in the meantime, what I did was I compensated for that, get out of the armory. In the equipment upgrades, I upgraded my air defense, So I've got a secondary battery range and AA range have been increased. And then my second set of equipment, I have AA damage has been increased by 10%. And then a traverse acceleration, I always like to have that in a battleship. Seems to work really well. I've watched several videos and reviews, and Zip comes to mind, but his has been very helpful. And if you're interested in the settings for a particular ship, use his settings because they're pretty good. He's reviewed quite a few ships, and so I recommend his videos. I've only been playing 2 months, so watching his videos has been a big help. And let's see, consumables, got plenty of those. Supplies, I think I'm looking good. I think we're using diesel in this ship, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to watch the diesel, see if it goes down next time, and if it doesn't, then I know I better switch to coal. But I recall from history that the U.S. had changed a lot of it, by World War II, had changed a number of its ships over to diesel from their original coal-fired boilers, and because fuel oil was was a lot easier to store and transport, and you could even fuel a ship at sea a lot easier than transferring coal. So I don't know if the New Mexico is one of those, but I have a feeling it probably was. All right, so now I'm going to play a game. And if anybody has actually tuned into this, thank you. And I hope it's not too boring, but I'm still getting used to this whole streaming concept. I'm streaming right out of this game. There is a capability to do that by going to your settings. And then if you press the broadcast button, I already have, that's why it's X'd out. So if I push it again, this feed will end. And the little pop-up window with live in it and a microphone, that's showing me my status that I'm currently broadcasting. So we go to the battle, and I'm going to go do this solo battle, and we'll see how that goes. You'll get to see all the, maybe I'll make a smooth move, but you'll probably see more bad moves than not. Sorry about that ahead of time, but I'm still learning, and I'm not a great player, but I have learned a few things, and hopefully I'll provide you a decent game to watch. And for me to watch later, I'm hoping that YouTube will collect all this, and then I'll be able to watch it after I close out the stream, see how well I did. And I'm particularly interested in to hear how this microphone sounds, whether it muffles my voice or whether it actually captures my words and they can be understood.
Action stations.
I know with particularly American speakers, we tend to be a little bit lazy with our words. At least I do. And therefore, I'll try to speak clearly. Particularly if you're not a native speaker, it's very frustrating, I'm sure, at times to listen to some speakers who don't really take time to enunciate correctly. So
Capture the target
I'm
area.
not usually talking to folks who have trouble understanding me, but then again, maybe I don't always know who's listening, and I might not always get it right. So I'm trying to do a better job, and I'm hoping maybe if I do this regularly enough, I'll become better.
Capture the target area.
Okay, so I got my HE loaded for my main guns, and the reason for that is dealing with destroyers, and they're usually several, so it looks like I got a Farragut. Fubuki, I don't know Fubuki, but I think it's a destroyer. Looking at the sizes,
Captured the area.
I'm new to Tier 6, so I'm still trying to get a handle on the ships that are available here. But as I understand it, the ship models actually do take into account the thinness of skin. So if you shoot armor piercing at a ship with thin skin, it may have a tendency to just pass through and not detonate or not do a lot of damage. If it does, it tends to move through the ship so quickly. I guess it doesn't have time to fuse. I don't know exactly what the model looks like, but it seems to be pretty good. And even the graphics for just a phone game are pretty decent, I think. So I've had a lot of enjoyment with this game, and it's visually pleasing to me. So I've invested a little bit of money in this. I've actually purchased an Arkansas when it became available.
Enemy torpedo spotted!
And that was also based on the Zip Zipper year, because he said he would get it again if he had to do it all over again. So, and I've been happy with Arkansas. But I also wanted to move up a little bit, do something, fight some maybe more sophisticated opponents. Yeah, I love at Tier 4, with Arkansas, you get a mix people. There's some really good players, and then there's some that maybe not so much, but you know, we're all learning. And a couple months ago, I was just a ranked noob as well. Hopefully I'm not playing that badly, but I try not to make mistakes. It's easy to get complacent and just not aim every shot. So I'm trying to...
We hit the enemy! Defend the area.
I'm trying to be mindful of that, not to waste my shots, and to make every one of them count. Looks like I need some repairs, some healing, so I got that done. He's moving kind of slow, so I'm going to move up. Oh, look at that. We got a farragut just popped up. He's going to try to make a run on me about. And,
the situation is under control.
Okay, got him. All right, that was a lucky shot, because I was actually a little bit late in aiming. All right, what do we got here? Let's see.
Torpedoes!
New Mexico, and we got torpedoes. That guy got some torpedoes off before I got him. Looks like. I'm just going to continue on my way. Maybe give it a little bit of rudder. All right. And then I'm going to go forward. Just see if I can. If the guy's aiming on me, maybe I can throw him off a little bit. Yep, he's got a bead on me. Oh boy, I'm not doing so good here. I think I'm going to
fast reload activated.
Use my fast reload special ability. Spray him again. There is one more destroyer,
target locked.
According to the
nice move.
Oh, there's not a destroyer anymore.
No problem.
One more step. So I got high explosive loaded, but I'm gonna go ahead and release that on him, and then switch to AP.
Good job.
Not bad. I got a few hits on him. I'm waiting to heal myself again. Looks like I still got a cooldown on that healing, that repair process. So, and he's motoring on. So, all right, we'll repair again, just in case I get a hit. Now I got some AP in here.
We hit the enemy.
All right, we did all right that time. Put a little damage on him. Okay. We so far have we've got our territory is still intact. Our flag is still, all right, still there. So I can concentrate on hitting this guy. And he's behind some island now that's kind of tall, so I think I'll have to hold my shot. I don't know if I'll have a chance to actually shoot again or not. Or maybe
enemy ship locked.
Oh, somebody got him. Must have shot some sort of torpedoes. Nice work. Be nice if you could message your teammates one more time. One final message for the team as you're going out, because sometimes you leave so fast you can't go, hey, good job, congratulations to us, that sort of thing. Pat ourselves on the back. I'd kind of like to do that. Not that I know these guys at all, or I may not get to play with them again ever, but you know, it's part of that camaraderie. In some games, there's a lull in action while you wait to see whether somebody else will spawn. And if they don't, then a lot of times there'll be celebratory shooting in the air. All right, so I finished right in the middle. Not too bad. 28,000 damage, 28,000, almost 29. I'll take that. And then the top guy, really good. I'm going to go ahead and send him a compliment. Skill player. I wish I could remember the last guy that got the last kill. I would have complimented him too. But all right, that looks good. Put that back up here because that little control screen, that little control window is problematic. It caused me a lot of problems in my previous game. And stats, decent. And I get an extra stars for that? Nope. But did all right. All right, that's my stream. I think I'm going to go back and I already got this little window here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the stop button. Appreciate you tuning in if anyone actually did. And maybe I'll put this thing back up if it's a decent stream and I can use it on my channel, my little tiny channel. I'm Rogue Wave, and I'll see you on the battlefront. Bye.